Hello students and welcome to my today's session of Geometry Chapter 2 Pythagoras Theorem. Let me tell you that this is our second lecture on Chapter 2, that is Pythagoras Theorem. We have already started with Pythagoras Theorem in our previous lecture. To begin with, you already are familiar with the most important theorem of the chapter, as the name itself signifies, that is Pythagoras theorem, with reference to textbook page number 34. You already know the statement of the theorem. The theorem says that in a right angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. Repeating, in a right angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. So let us study this Pythagoras theorem via diagram. This theorem can be exclusively applied only to right angled triangles. Let me remind you. So in triangle PQR, if angle PQR is 90 degree, then by Pythagoras theorem, the hyposquare, the square of the hypotenuse, that is PR square, is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, that is PQ square plus QR square. So in triangle PQR, if angle Q is 90 degree, then by Pythagoras theorem we are getting PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square. Fine. Now you people have applied this Pythagoras theorem in your right from your earlier standards. So you all are familiar with the concept. Moving further to a small activity based on the theorem. You people have to think over it. Prove this theorem, which is one of the most important theorems usually asked in your board paper for the proof. So now we are going to start the proof of the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, the statement says that in a right angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. Let us try to have the diagram for the proof of the theorem. Let me remind you that students, whenever you are asked for the proof of any of the theorems, diagram is compulsory and it is as per the board rules. So don't forget to draw the diagram for any proof of any of the theorems. Fine. So here we have a triangle PQR. In this triangle PQR, we have taken angle Q as 90 degrees. So given part will be in triangle PQR, angle PQR is equal to 90 degrees. Okay. To prove, hyposquare is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. That is to prove PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square. Okay. Now the proof of this Pythagoras theorem needs a small construction. We are going to draw a segment QS which is perpendicular to side PR such that P dash S dash R. Let us try to have the construction from Q, right? From Q we are going to draw a segment QS which is perpendicular to side PR. So let us have the construction. From Q we are going to draw a segment in dotted lines. Since it is a construction QS, we are going to draw a segment QS which is perpendicular to side PR. So we have the betweenness condition, that is P dash S dash R, or point S is between the points P and R. Fine. Draw segment QS perpendicular to side PR such that P dash S dash R. Till here we have completed given, to prove and construction. Let us start with the proof of the theorem. In triangle PQR, angle PQR is 90 degree, that is already given to you, and segment QS is perpendicular to hypotenuse PR, that is by construction. Okay, so we have given condition, and by construction we have some segment which is perpendicular to the hypotenuse. Then definitely you can apply the similarity of right angled triangles which you have already studied in your previous lecture. So by similarity of right angled triangles, the triangles on the either side of the perpendicular will be similar to the original triangle. So we have triangle PSQ PSQ, this right angle triangle, will be similar to triangle QSR, the second one, and both these right angled triangles will be similar to the original bigger triangle, right angle triangle, that is triangle PQR. Repeating, triangle PSQ, this triangle will be similar to triangle QSR, the second one, and both these two right angle triangles will be similar to the original right angle triangle, that is PQR. Fine. Let us take this as equation number 1. I have marked the equations in red ink so that the equations are very clear to you. Okay. So we have equation 1, by similarity of right angle triangles, the three right angle triangles are similar to each other. Fine. Now let us try to have a pair of the triangles one by one. Consider triangle PSQ similar to triangle PQR. So we are going to take individually the two right angle triangles similar to the original one. So first pair will be triangle PSQ will be similar to triangle PQR, that is from equation 1. And the second pair we are going to select triangle QSR and the original triangle, that is PSR. Fine. So let's start with the first pair. Consider triangle PSQ similar to triangle PQR. That means this triangle PSQ considering to be similar to triangle PQR from 1. So by CSST, the corresponding sides of similar triangles. What do we get? We are going to keep PQ and PQ on the two corners of the ratios so that we can cross multiply. So here we are going to have PS upon PQ will be equal to here PQ upon PR. Am I right? You can just, no need to go in the diagram and check, you can just write the ratios from the names of the sides, from the names of the triangles itself. Fine. PS upon PQ, first ratio, will be equal to PQ upon PR, right, by CSST. So cross multiplying, we get PQ square, PQ into PQ, that is PQ square will be equal to PS into PR. PQ into PQ, that is PQ square, will be equal to PS into PR. Let us take this as equation number 2. Reminding you, equation 1 was the similarity of right angled triangles, and equation 2 is one square which we have got, that is PQ square, which is equal to PS into PR. That is your equation number 2. I'm just keeping the solution, the proof. You all can note down in your notebooks. Pause the video, note down. So we have completed till equations 1 and 2. Moving further, as I told you, we are going to consider the second pair, that is triangle QSR is similar to triangle PQR. Triangle QSR is similar to triangle PQR, again from equation 1. By CSST, that is corresponding sides of similar triangles. What do we get again? SR upon QR. SR upon QR will be equal to QR upon PR. Am I right? SR upon QR will be equal to QR upon PR. We are going to take the ratios in such a way that we, on cross multiplying, we get the square of some side on one side. Okay. So we have QR into QR, that is QR square. You have to adjust the ratios in such a way, students, that you get QR here and QR there. So on cross multiplying, we get QR square is equal to SR into PR, or PR into SR. This is your equation number 3. So we have got equation number 2 as PQ square is equal to PS into PR, and equation number 3 as QR square is equal to PR into SR. Let us try to add the equations 2 and 3. So now adding 2 and 3, we get, on the left side we have PQ square here and QR square here. So on adding the 2, we get PQ square plus QR square, that is your left hand side of the equation, will be equal to, here you have PS into PR, that is PS into PR, plus the right hand side over here, that is PR into SR. Am I right? LHS plus LHS is equal to RHS plus RHS. So let this left hand side remain as it is. We'll go on simplifying the right hand side. So here we have, in these two terms, the two terms of the two equation of the right hand side, we can see that PR can be taken common, right? So here we have, you can see PR in this term and you can see PR in the second term also. So taking PR as a common term, here in the bracket you will be having PS, which is left over here, plus SR. Taking PR common, we have PS plus SR. Now this PS plus SR, from the diagram itself, that is PS plus SR is equal to PR since P dash S dash R. So since we have the condition that is P dash S dash R, we have, in place of this bracket we can write PR. So we have already PR written over here into the bracket, whose addition is PR. So we have PR into PR, that is PR square. So here we started with PQ square plus QR square is equal to PR square. Just taking the other way around, we have PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square. That is, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. Okay, so this is the other part of the proof. Copy, pause, copy, note down. Hence, the theorem of Pythagoras is proved. So basically the theorem comprises of three equations. Equation 1, similarity of right angle triangles. Equation 2, by CSST keep PQ square on one side. And equation 3, by CSST again keep QR square on the other side. Add 2 and 3 and then you can get the desired result. Fine. Now moving further to the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Now since we have already studied what is Pythagoras theorem, there we needed, in a right angle triangle, hypo square is equal to side 1 square plus side 2 square. Here the statement will be the other way around, that means it will be the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Let's see the statement. In any triangle, here we are not given it's a right angle triangle. So in any triangle, if the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then that triangle is a right angled triangle. So in Pythagoras theorem we were having, if the triangle is right angled triangle, then hypo square is equal to side 1 square plus side 2 square. Here in any triangle, if the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then we can say that that triangle is a right angled triangle. Fine. Let us try to understand it via diagram. Here let us see there is a triangle PQR. We are not given anything about the triangle. In fact, we are given one condition, that is, if in any triangle PQR, if PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square, that is, the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then by the converse of Pythagoras theorem we can say that angle PQR is equal to 90 degree, and that is triangle PQR is a right angled triangle. So starting from the condition of the squares of the sides, we are getting that that triangle is a right angle triangle. This is nothing but the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Moving towards a small activity based on the converse of Pythagoras theorem. I want you people to think over it and tell me the answer. Let us check. In triangle XYZ, if XZ square, one side, the square of one side, is equal to XY square plus YZ square, that is, the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then by the converse of Pythagoras theorem, what do we get? We can say that by the converse of Pythagoras theorem, one angle will be 90 degree and that triangle will be a right angled triangle. So here we can say that by the converse of Pythagoras theorem, the side opposite to the longest, the angle opposite to the longest side, that is XZ, here angle Y will be 90 degree, right, by the converse of Pythagoras theorem. So we can write then angle XYZ will be equal to 90 degree and triangle XYZ is a right angled triangle. Am I clear? So this is the converse of Pythagoras theorem, where if the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then that triangle is a right angled triangle. Fine. Moving towards, so till now we have studied the Pythagoras theorem, its proof, and the statement of the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Let us now Keeping all these concepts in mind, let us now start the practice set 2.1 with reference to textbook page number 38. Fine. I hope you all are ready with your textbooks and notebooks. Question number 1. Identify with reason which of the following are Pythagorean triplets. So it's not a difficult question for you. For the reason you people have already studied the Pythagorean triplets in your previous lecture. So let us start. You'll be given the lengths of the three sides of the triangle, and we have to identify whether it's a Pythagorean triplet or not. The first one, 3, 5, 4. Let us check whether it's a Pythagorean triplet or not. The longest side in this three values, 3, 5 and 4, the longest side is 5. Let us start with the longest side square. Longest side square is equal to 5 square, that is equal to 25. Let us take the sum of the squares of remaining two sides. We are left with 3 and 4. And let us take the sum of their squares, that is 3 square plus 4 square. Therefore, 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 9. 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. So, we have 9 plus 16, that is 25. So, you can say both the values, 5 square turns out to be 25, and the sum of the squares of 3 square and 4 square, 3 square plus 4 square is again equal to 25. So, we can say that 5 square is equal to 3 square plus 4 square. Therefore, by the converse of Pythagoras theorem, 3, 5, 4 is a Pythagorean triplet, as both the values are now equal to 25 each. Fine. Proceeding towards the next sub question, we have the values given as 4, 9, 12. Here the longest side is 12, so we are starting with longest side square, that is 12 square, which is nothing but 144. If you want, you can take this as equations 1 and 2. Fine. Sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, that is, we are left with 4 and 9. So we have 4 square plus 9 square, that is equal to 4 square is 16, plus 9 square, that is plus 81. 9 square is 81, so 16 plus 81, that is 97. So finally we have 4 square plus 9 square is equal to 97. Let us take this as equation 2. So from 1 and 2 we are getting, one side is 144, one equation's value is 144 and the other equation's value is 97. So from 1 and 2 we are getting that 12 square is not equal to 4 square plus 9 square, right? So you can mention over here from 1 and 2 the values are not equal, so we can have 12 square is not equal to 4 square plus 9 square. Therefore, the given triplet, that is 4, 9, 12 is not a Pythagorean triplet. Fine. So you can copy the solution. Clear? Proceeding towards the third sub question. The given question is 5, 12, 13. Here the longest side is 13. So we have longest side square, that is 13 square is equal to 169. And the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, that is 5 and 12. So we have 5 square plus 12 square is equal to 5 square is 25 plus 12 square is 144. So we have 5 square plus 12 square is again 25 plus 144, that is 169. If you want, you can take these as equations 1 and 2. So from 1 and 2, so from 1 and 2 what we are getting? We are getting here both the values are equal to 169. So we can say that 13 square, hence from 1 and 2, 13 square is equal to 5 square plus 12 square. Therefore, by the converse of Pythagoras theorem, we have 5, 12, 13 is a Pythagorean triplet. So by now you will be able to solve this kind of question where we want to check whether the given triplet is a Pythagorean one or not. So here is a homework for you people. The next 3 sub questions of main question 1. You people can pause the video and copy the questions. 4th, 5th and 6th. Try to solve these questions on the same line as we have done. 3 questions over here. We'll stop for today, hoping to see you in my next session. Till the time, take good care of yourselves and study hard. Thank you.